So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Venus and Ketu in the second house. As in what happens when Venus Ketu are sitting in the second house of your birth chart. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, you can go to astrology.com where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where you'll learn everything about astrology. So, Venus Ketu in the second house. This particular position is known as Padham Yoga. Number one. Number two, it is also known as Vak Siddhi Yoga. Now you must be thinking, what in the world is Vak Siddhi Yoga? See, God has blessed Venus to have the strongest tantric voice. Strongest, most effective speech. For example, if this person is not even an astrologer, okay, and they say something, it actually most likely comes true. Most of the occasion it comes true. Because Ketu is there, which is a planet of intuition. Okay, and Ketu, which is representing the blessings of the ancestors. And Venus is also part of the ancestors. See, the planet that really represents ancestors, Pitris, is Sun, number one. Then it's Rahu, Ketu, and Venus. Especially if you really look at it, it's Sun, Venus, and Ketu. Because Venus is DNA. Our sperm, ovaries hold the DNA. That means he's holding information, all the information from the past, thousands and thousands of years. Ketu naturally is the significator of past. Sun is naturally the father. The lineage of the father is always passing through. So this is why it shows the blessings of the ancestors. Now, what is the Padham Yoga? Padham Yoga is a yoga of lotus flower. Okay, lotus flower which is blooming. Why? Because lotus flower grows in dirt, very muddy waters. Okay, very dirty waters. Yet it has this protective leaf around it and then it grows. Meaning such a person grows from sometimes harsh conditions, or even when they're born in an abundant family, they tend to leave that and wanting to restart, and that restart does really well. Like you will see, many examples would be there where the son leaves the father multi-million-dollar business, does things on his own, and then becomes excellent and just as good as his father. Kind of like that movie Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, right? Shah Rukh Khan leaves Amitabh Bachchan and becomes successful. That's also tends to take place with this position. But the thing is, this is a position that gives all the conveniences in life. Wealth, luxury, cars, money, home, and especially you will see 26th year this particular conjunction becomes active, 48th year this particular conjunction goes to the apex. Something significant takes place at the 48th year. Usually you will see at 26th year, somebody from your past comes in your life. Even if, let's say, you weren't supposed to be married at 26, somebody from past comes in, which is a very, very strong, memorable relationship that leaves an impact in your life. It leaves a lasting impression in your life. So no matter who you're with, there's something ticking inside for that person. Now, why is it that Venus Ketu, including Venus Rahu, becomes very abundant, especially Venus Ketu? Because see, Ketu, you may think, is the end. Ketu represents, especially Nadi, end of something. But you also have to understand, Ketu is heights. Ketu represents flag, so it's heights. Flag rises up high. So such a person goes to heights of Venus. Heights of luxury, heights of law, heights of attaining everything. But the thing is, one of the best things that occurs with this particular conjunction, that whether this person has those luxury or not, beyond the point of 36th year, actually 38th year, they won't even care if they have money or not, because they're okay with what they have. Before that, they are focusing on grabbing the money, focus on grabbing the things that they need. And what happens is, in the beginning, there's strong attachment with the family, strong attachment with the lineage. And then some event happens where they just don't care. There's this separation that occurs. And it doesn't need to be some dramatic separation like you will see in your soap operas. It's simply that the person moves far away to foreign lands or a different state, and they're just living their life 80-90% there. And they don't really worry about, oh my God, I want to be back with my family. I want to be back with my loved ones. There's this, Ketu will create that. Especially in a man's chart. When you have Venus and Ketu together, when you're having issues in your relationship that just cannot move forward towards marriage, because second house is your kutumba. Second house is the house that shows the life after marriage. Anytime you get a woman who's either a nurse, fashion designer, occultist, chartered accountant, or lawyer, those things will give smooth sailing. So let's say, for example, your spouse is just doing management, okay? Or they're doing marketing, and there's just nothing but struggle in you wanting to just get married to this person. If this person, let's say, studies Jyotish and does some research on Jyotish for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, they'll end up marrying you. Things just open up. Why? Because then you align. Your wife is aligning, your potential wife is aligning with Ketu. They take on fashion designing. Your wife is aligning with Ketu because they're sewing and cutting. Your wife takes courses in being a chef, where they have to cut vegetables in a certain way. They learn how to cut the onion the proper way. They learn how to butcher the chicken, or how to get the proper meat out. Things then become smooth. And the other thing with Venus Ketu, you will see, in order for you to make money, when you tell stories, you make money. Well, no matter what you're doing, what you're selling, you can't give bullet points, you have to tell a story. And you will make money. Venus and Ketu, okay, usually you will see either the wife or the individual will have very small luxury in their home. Like the house is filled with small luxury items. So for example, back in the days, you have a home, great, but you also got AC. You got a mixer. You got a refrigerator. These were small little luxury item. Microwave. You got this new thing that just cuts the onion properly for you. Many people don't want to get that because, again, it is a expense on them. But usually what happens is this person ends up getting all these things that makes life robotically convenient for the individual. They'll install Alexa. Alexa, turn the lights on. Alexa, turn the phone off. Alexa, do this, do that. Because especially Ketu is also AI. So luxuries are going to be connected with AI with this particular conjunction. But you will see when this person speaks, and this is the power of this conjunction, when the person speaks, people listen. And people will listen in an extremely deep manner. So, and it's a type of vocal skills this person has that just attracts things to them, attracts people to them. So don't be afraid and shy of speaking, giving speeches, going to conferences. Because depending upon how other planets are, one person might be introvert. Person might be afraid of things, may have phobia of things. And yes, with Venus Ketu, one usually tends to have phobias, especially if it's a retrograde Venus. A person will have phobias of mirrors, phobias of knives, phobias of taking a vaccine or needle. Like when they have to take their blood out, they won't be able to take that. But so there's these different little scenarios that happen. Now, of course, if the Venus is retrograde, that means Venus is going to behave like it's in a previous house beyond the age of 30. And you'll know, you understand how Venus is behaving in the previous sign, because based on the sign, based on the planet that is in the ascendant, you will start getting results of that instead of Venus Ketu. Okay. Now, if let's say Venus is at 28, 29 degrees with Ketu and then retrograde, that means it's at 28, 29 degrees in the first house. So it's also again moving towards Ketu. But those are the things you have to see. And of course, if Venus is retrograde, you will see 2 breakups happen before the person finds the right person in life to be with. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Venus Ketu in the second house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. So if you want to know where your Venus Ketu are placed along with all your astrological details, check out the links here, astrology.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.